This is the last part of our walkthrough of the CCEA paper for 2016, the Physics GCSE Unit 2. And the last question is about the Earth. 6a, the diagram below shows a cross-section through the Earth. On the diagram, name the 4 layers into which the Earth is divided. Write your answers in the boxes provided. Now here are 4 easy marks. Absolutely easy, because if you've learnt your notes, you'll know that there are 2 types of core here. And just like on the surface of a loaf, up here you find something called the crust. And there's one other word, and it's the mantle. Okay, so it doesn't take a genius that if one of these is the inner core and the other one is the outer core, then the inner core must be this one, and the outer core must be that one. 4 easy marks. Part 2, explain in detail what the lithosphere is. Now this is straight out of the specification. The lithosphere consists of basically the crust itself and the upper solid part of the mantle. So these 2 bits here, the crust and the upper solid part of the mantle. That's straight out of the specification. Again, easy marks. The section marked X is the widest section. Describe how the mechanical properties of its rocks change with distance from the center of the Earth. So they've marked the mantle with X, and they're asking us to describe how the mechanical properties of its rocks change with distance from the center of the Earth. And we've already given part of this away, because the upper part of the mantle, as we've already said, is solid. But the lower parts are hotter and therefore melted, so it's more of a viscous liquid there. Part 4, what 2 metals are the main constituents of the innermost layers? And that again is just straight bookwork of iron and nickel. And part 5, describe how the 2 innermost layers differ. And what's unusual here is that the outer core is liquid, but the inner core is solid. Part B, the rigid outermost shell of the Earth is broken up into sections as shown below. These sections are known as tectonic plates. Explain how earthquakes occur at some plate boundaries. So what happens, and I can demonstrate it on the microphone, if I put my finger on the microphone and move it, you'll hear the point each time that the friction is overcome, and it judders along, it shudders along past the surface it's touching. And what's really happening with plates is the exact same thing. At the plate boundaries where they're sliding past each other, there's a juddering, and that travels out through the surface of the Earth as an earthquake. So it's the plates are moving relative to each other, and then they slip and judder past each other, and that's what causes the sudden movement that travels out as waves and creates an earthquake. So we have 2 plates moving whilst basically rubbing against each other, and what happens is that they may judder and suddenly there's a slip and a larger movement may occur, and this sudden displacement of them relative to each other is the source of the vibrations that cause the earthquake. And that's it. All done. Thanks for watching.